we are starting a fresh new season of Invasion. That means you got your ranks reset and you have to go through the rank progression once again. We got brand new rewards to unlock by progressing in Invasion. Also, we got a new feature, it's the Invasion leaderboard. So now we're gonna see who's the best invader or reagent surviving invasions throughout the world. With this update, we're making significant changes to the Barricade and X-Ray rig. The Barricade rig was always meant to be a very contextual rig, but it was a bit too limited. So with the revamp, now you can deploy multiple rigs, multiple barricades at once. Therefore, you can really seal rooms so that you can complete your objective and put the enemies away. The X-Ray can now be toggled on and off on demand. So that means you can use it only when you need it and then you can turn it off. Another feature of the new X-Ray is that you can ping through walls. So whatever you see in the world during X-Ray, you can ping so that you can direct yourself or help your team locate specific elements of the game, high priority objects, objectives, things like that. So you're really becoming a very tactical and recon kind of a reagent during the trials to provide information for your entire team. In this update, we are introducing Scavenger, a new time-limited event. During the trials of this event, the players start with nothing. They have almost no night vision, they are hurt, and they have no rigs. They're gonna have to go through the trial in order to scavenge rigs from deceased reagents. And those rigs are single use. So that means you have to be precise on when you use them. And once it's used, it's done. You're gonna have to find another one. It also means it's the first time that you can use multiple kind of rigs throughout one trial.
Silence the Idol is the latest trial that we've been working on. It's set in a TV studio. Originally, TV studio was going to be a gooseberry map, but we decided to pivot to the Crest Twins because we wanted to give it a bit more face time, as well as, trying to control one of the TV personalities that's going to become a politician. And regardless of what side that politician falls on, the Crest Twins want to be able to control the narrative of what this person is going to kind of expound and talk about. And so you're following him through this whole studio, and at every step of the way, something bad is happening to him and it's your fault. And because it's set in a TV studio, he's kind of going through all of the shows, from the news to the scripted to then the talk show, like the opinion piece, where he can pretend to kind of expound on his own beliefs instead of, the Crest Twins. But because it is the Outlast Trials, most of what he's saying is actually blubbering, crying, begging for his life. But, we'd still try to get his message out there to the masses.
So in this trial, you're going to see a little bit of old and you're going to see a lot of new. Some of the old things that we're bringing back by popular demand are the escort mechanics, which is basically a moving character on a rail. And in this case, we have our idol that will be bringing from one studio to another studio, and slowly but surely, causing him a bunch of agony and pain. So the new mechanics in this trial are essentially studio trolleys that you can move on a rail. On top of them, mounted on them, you will find a camera, you'll find some lights, and then you'll find some mannequins. Moving them into the right position to set up the scene. Right afterwards, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go set up the switchboard, right? Because all the technicalities need to be in order to produce a good show. We've got a brand new dispenser that can open the door for some really interesting ingredients and gameplay going down the line. But in this case, the power to a gate goes out. We have a battery dispenser which you will feed in order to open that gate. And there's a section that's gonna be in the dark, it's gonna be creepy, and you've gotta take those batteries and use them wisely, because is it about being able to see yourself or being able to complete your mission? We'll leave that one up to you.
We set Solve the Murder in the resort as well, so it's the return of Lilia. And so while you're kind of walking around this part of the resort trying to find evidence of the murder, she's going to be in hot pursuit, as always, hiding around, jumping you.
In this one, it's quite unique compared to anything we've ever done before in an MK. You may need to flex your mind and put your thinking cap on for this one. But once you get it, you'll see how incredible this has been crafted. So the MK itself kind of builds on a concept of solving a murder. The player will be tasked with finding the killer, finding the weapon, and of course, finding the room that the murder occurred in.
Another MK trial we just came out with is Escape the Lies, which to some of our older players will look somewhat familiar, as it's the escape event with Amelia, except that we kind of did a little twist on it. So you'll very quickly realize that the escape isn't what it seems, and that maybe Murkoff has kind of taken that part of the facility back and repurposed it in a way that's going to put Reagents back in line and kind of start going back into the philosophy that Easterman is trying to propagate within the facility versus Reagents looking for a way out that isn't the therapy.
This trial is strictly about control. It's kind of a little bit of a response, let's say, from Easterman to the Reagents. He dominates the trials. The most interesting part about this trial is we've never gone this far with randomization. And we really wanted the replayability to be something that we overextended on here. What you do on each side, so you have scapegoats on one side, you've got some bulbs you got to explode on another. And these can be interchanged at any point. And the cherry, the sweetener, is that the final kill can also be randomized using previously seen final kills. And that is something special and unique that we all just love, and we hope you guys do too.